How's everybody doing? I hope you are doing well. Hi friends, Sandy here, the Kentucky Crafter. I wanted to pop on here and go live, give y'all an update on how the craft fair went. It's been a couple days. The craft fair was actually Saturday and Sunday, so I spent yesterday kind of recouping and hanging out with my husband, and he was off work, so we did some Christmas shopping and did some more Christmas shopping today. So we've had a really good day. But I wanted to come on here and kind of talk about the craft fair. This is the first time I've done one selling my journals. So I was very, very, very nervous and also excited at the same time. So let me give you a recap. So this was a pretty big holiday craft fair. They've been doing it this was the 35th year, and they have over 150 vendors there, and they all strive to make sure that they're handmade items. They really don't want people who are buying stuff or buy stuff to sell there. And this was the first year I was giving it a go. My location, it wasn't a bad location. I was in one of the hallways, but it was one of the main entrances that people either came in or came out. And I tell you what, on Saturday, I mean, it started at 10 a.m. and people, I mean, it was crazy busy, and people were coming in, streaming in, and they were stopping off at my booth, and I got so much positive response from my journals. It just made me really, really happy. Everyone was just like, oh, this is so unique. I've never seen anything like it before. It was really cool. And within, I mean, like the first half an hour, I had made my money back from the fee, the booth rental fee. So that made me happy. I was like, okay, I got my money back. That was worth it. But then the day continued on, and I continued to sell. So kind of a recap here. So these were what I was calling all of my hardback journals. I had little golden book journals, and then I also had some that I had made from scratch, like this Mickey Mouse one and this cat one. And so I had 10 of these hardback ones, and I priced them at $60. And I ended up selling 5 of those. So I was really happy about that. Um, I There was 2 people that were really interested in the cat journal and the Cinderella journal, but they never made it back. And it was so funny how many people who they said, oh, I had this when I was a kid. Some of the tips, if you're doing little golden book journals, they really liked if you have the story intact in there, so that you can still read the story to your kids or to yourself. So they like that a lot. I held held fast on my price. I didn't end up dropping my price on those, but I was good with that. I was happy with that. So I'm going to be putting these up in my Etsy shop. So if anyone is interested in these, please, leave a comment down below. I can also do PayPal or Venmo. So if anyone wants to purchase these before I put them up into my Etsy shop, let me know, contact me, and I'll put my email down below as well if you don't want to leave a comment. So the other thing that I did is I had these Christmas, I was calling them December journals. And so I made these with some vintage fabric, and I put some a vintage doily in there, and then I just put some plain paper as well as an envelope and then some colored cardstock with photos, or pockets, I'm sorry, that you can put photos or Christmas cards in. And I love how these came out. So I sold 6 of these, and everyone thought this was a great idea. And here's my little stamp. I put in all of them. And so I sold 4 of these. So I was really happy about that. I think I'm going to keep this one. This I got decal I got from Recycloves over on Instagram. So I think I might keep this one. But I just took fabric and I sewed around either on cardstock or on a like a cereal box, that sort of thing. So, and if you're leaving comments, I will try to keep an eye out for them, but it's kind of hard for me to see them at this angle, but I'll try to check from time to time. So that was great. I love that I sold 4 of these. The other thing that I did, let me go grab it real quick. I'll be right back. The other thing I did with these December journals is I printed out this little piece of paper and I included it in the journal, and basically trying to give people an idea of what they could use it for. And one of the things that I suggested was that they could put it away with their Christmas decorations, and then each year when they get their Christmas decorations out, they can get their journal back out and they can add to it each year. And everyone, they loved this. I mean, so many people loved this. It was so cool. So I think I'm going to keep this one. I haven't totally decided, but I will be putting that one in my Etsy shop. Or if you're interested, before I put it in the Etsy shop, let me know. So the other thing that I did was that I put together this little sheet here, trying to help educate people on ways to use journals. Because so many, not so many, but several people would say, "Oh, I can't, I don't have time to write," or "I don't know how to write," or "I'm not creative." And so I thought it was helpful to kind of have suggestions on how to use the journal. And then I also brought several of my journals so I could kind of show them how I do it. And, I stress I don't journal every day, and just, kind of help educate people. And it was really cool. Everyone, they were so many people. We just sat and chatted for a while, and it was so much fun. I'm so glad I did it. I was really nervous, but I was so happy I did it. So the other thing I did is I did these single signature journals. And so these are the only ones I have left of the single signature journals. This one is, fabric with books. And this one, I kept it super simple. It's just tea-dyed paper, and I added a little trim onto some of the pages. But it's all tea-dyed paper, and some of it's vintage paper, and I added a couple pockets. There's this one, and then this Christmas one. This is with, I have this little paper clip spine dangle on it, and I added some Tim Holtz little bling here, and the Graphics 45 paper. And I love how this one came out as well, and some of my tea-dyed paper. So I was really surprised this one didn't sell, because I just think this is such a cool journal. But that's okay. So I added a few little things, and then this little trim. Love that. That was from Stacy on Recycloves. And then this is from Triple V Vintage, some of her coffee dyed paper. And then this actually is a frame, so you could put a picture there. And then here's the center. And I put a little charm that's a clock because it talks about Christmas time. And then some little tickets and postcards, some tea-dyed paper. And then I put a couple fun little things in there. And then these little stocking brads. I also put a stocking brad on this page here too. A little white stocking brad. And then I embossed this folder. This was a tea-dyed folder, and I put it through my embossing. Love how that came out. I think I might do this for my Patreons. But if anyone is interested in this one, let me know as well. And then I have some vintage wrapping paper back here. And I put little corners on this one to help protect it since it's just cardstock. But I love how this one came out. So I was really happy. I sold all of my other single signatures that I brought. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other single signatures. So those all sold. I had a travel one, I had a recipe one, a sunflower one, and a few other ones. And I was so happy to see them go. It was hard to see them go. It's like, you know, they're your babies, but I was happy to see them go. The next thing I did, I'm going to be doing more of these because I love these. So these are upholstery fabric remnants. And I did these. I tried something different. So I just sewed them onto either a heavy cardstock or like a cereal box or whatever I could find packaging. But I made these into traveler's notebooks, and I've added lined paper to some of them, and then I added pockets in the beginning and the end. And I thought this color went well with this fabric on the front, and so I did this one. And then on this one I did a bunch of like mixed media paper, drawing paper, this kind of skin tone drawing paper. And so I sold a few of these. So I'm going to make some more of these as well. I have a bunch of fabric remnants. Excuse me, y'all, I have this tickle in my throat. So I was really happy about those. So that was good. I think I'll do more of those. And what else did I do? Okay, so I just made 2 of these, but I got a custom order. I sold one of them, and I got a custom order for kind of a lake-themed journal this size that I am going to work on. But here's some Tim Holtz, a little bling. Can y'all see that okay? Let's see. There you go. And again, this is just a little paper clip angle, and then I have a vintage button. But this is, again, just some packaging that I used. And I sewed the fabric on, and then I added some little fabric tabs, and then these bulb pins with these fun little buttons and charms. And then I added this beautiful paper, and then some pockets, some side pockets. And then I added some vintage little and new little pieces. Here's like some vintage playing cards. And then I also added some tea-dyed paper and vintage paper, and then some pockets as well. So I'm excited to make the custom order I got was a lake-themed journal. So that'll be fun to work on that. But I sold one of these. I still have this one. So super excited about that. And then I made 2 little tiny They were probably about this tall, like from here to here, and then they came, or maybe a little bit taller, and then came over to here. And I sold both of them, and I had like a little elastic closure to put on it, with and then a lace enclosure, and then I sewed a vintage button, where I had sewed the closure, and one had avocado dyed paper in it, and then the other one had coffee or tea dyed paper in it. And so I was excited to sell both of those. They were just the cutest little thing. Let's see. So I think from the journals, I think that is all of them. So I sold over half my inventory, and I had put a number in my head of how much money I'd want to make, and I hit that goal. So I was really, really happy for that. And then the other kind of fun thing I did was with my Cricut, because I thought it would be fun to have some smaller dollar items. And I also had these. So I brought, these are photo albums, and I basically just decorated, sorry for the crinkly noise, but I just decorated every little page in here, and people can slide the photo down in there or put the photo on top of it. And so I sold a couple of those. And then I also have these Dollar Tree little notebooks, and I think got these at Walmart. And then I decorated the front and back, and I sold these for $1. And kids love these. They love little things. And so I'm going to try to have even more little things. But this was the other thing that I did. And these sold like hotcakes. But I made some stickers with my Cricut. And these were some vintage style stickers, like Santa's favorite, ho ho ho, and just some regular ho 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 ones, stay merry and bright. So I made these stickers. I also, 2023 is the year of the rabbit, so I made some 2023 stickers, and I sold some quite a few of those. And then the other thing I did was I made some Kentucky. Here's another fun one. It has all of the reindeer names on it. I had a sticker, Sleigh Girl Sleigh. Those all sold out. There's quite a few that are sold out that I can't show you. Merry and Bright. I had sold so many on Saturday that I printed some more up for Sunday. And then I made these fun Kentucky shaped ones and added these patterns into it. So they had, in Cricut Design Space, you have just some different Christmas patterns, plus some different floral patterns. So I went along kind of with my vintage theme there. And then here's some more Christmas ones. So that was I sold a lot of stickers. And I did these at 2 for $1. So I thought that was a fair price. So that was, I think it's good to have a few kind of dollar type of items as well. So Sunday was only 3 hours. It was from noon to 3. So I sold a few more journals on Sunday and stickers. But it was a lot less crowded. So Saturday it was packed. It was just super packed. So Saturday was my big day, but I still also sold on Sunday. And I'm glad I did it. So tips from a price, I made sure I had all of the prices clearly out on the table. I would recommend also, having, something that helps people help them understand, ways that you can use your journals, and also bringing some of your journals. The other thing that I did was that Sorry for the reach, you all. But I brought some different ribbons to, when I sold a journal, I wrapped them up so that they looked nice. And when I packaged them up to sell them, and they really like that. And plus I have just some white bags where I have a sticker that I put on the bag that has the name of, has Kentucky Crafter on it. So I, in my table, I had posted a picture over on my community tab. So if you want to see what my table looks like, you know, feel free to take a look at that. And yeah, so I am glad I did it. It really gave me a good confidence boost how impressed everyone was with my journals and the quality of my journals. Everyone loved the spine dangles. I took the time to kind of explain that they were removable, and you know that kind of when they're sitting on the shelf, you know, you have some fun, pretty little jewelry that you can look at, and they all love that. And what else? So I think things that I would do different is I think I would even do even more of these single sized journals. I think the single sized ones, it's less intimidating for people. Now, granted, you know, I still sold, you know, a lot of my hardback ones as well, but I think sometimes this can be a little overwhelming to them when they look through these. So I will still have these, but I think I'll do more of the single signature ones. But other than that, and I feel like my prices were fair. I think for the single ones, I was doing $30 and $40, depending on the complexity of the journal. And I think for these, I did $15. And for these, I did $15 because they really came together really, really quickly and easily. So yeah, that's kind of how it went. I'm glad I did it, and it was fun. I chatted with the owners of the booths that were on either side of me, and they've been doing craft fairs for a long time, so they were giving me tips on other craft fairs to try. And so I think I'm going to try a few more craft fairs going into 2023. And just, I really want to try to get more of the market here locally and selling journals locally. I feel it's an untapped market, and so we'll see how that goes. I've started to connect with a couple other journal makers, not connected, but heard about, and I met one at a different craft fair. So I'm hoping that I can continue to kind of stay in contact with them. But yeah, if you've been contemplating doing one or not, I think it's important to have a good variety of lower priced as well as higher priced journals for people to choose from, and maybe, you know, have a lot of variety. Then people will, you know, they'll find something that they can connect with. And that was what was really cool, was how the theme of the journal really kind of what drove them, like my Alice in Wonderland one or the Peter Pan one, the Rudolph one, so the Nutcracker. So that was kind of neat. But yeah, I think overall I would say this was a positive experience. I think the other thing I'd probably do a little bit differently is I pretty much was there all by myself the entire time. And so that can get a little bit exhausting. But I really don't have any negatives. I thought it went really well, and I'm excited about it. And Aw, thank you. Who was that? Oops. Sorry. I cannot see the comments too well. How do I get that back? Oh, here we go. Oh, now I can see the comments. Oh, well, hey there, Andrea. Are you still on? Hey there. Aw, thanks, Melody. Let's see. Here we go. To report that person. There's always somebody that joins in there. Oh, thanks so much. Is it Anvita? Did I say that right? Yeah, like I said in the beginning, I am gonna put these up in my Etsy shop. So if anyone is interested in these, before I put them up in the Etsy shop, let me know. Just leave a comment down below. All right. So that's how the craft fair went. I think it went awesome. I made money. I had a lot of fun. I got some of my journals out into the world, and that really makes me happy. And the feedback that I got from all of the shoppers was just really awesome, and that was a real nice confident boost. So that's kind of how my craft fair went. So all right, well, I'm gonna jump off here. And oh, okay, Melody, yeah. So give me leave a comment down below, and I will put my, or I'm sorry, you already left a comment, but email me and I'll put my email down below, and then we'll work something out on getting that journal out to you. So we'll figure that out. Before I put it up in Etsy, I would do PayPal or Venmo. So if you can do PayPal or Venmo, let me know, and we'll kind of work that out. So yeah, and the email, it's Kentucky, and it's Crafter with a K, one, then the number one at gmail.com. Perfect, PayPal. And so it's Kentucky Crafter one at gmail.com, but I'll put that down below as well. And it's in my other videos. But yeah, no, that'll be great. All right. Any other questions does anybody have about craft fairs or about making journals while I'm here? It was fun. There was one gentleman that came by, and he was really examining my journals and looking at them, and so I started chatting with him, and he's like, he goes, I have bound a few books, and he goes, I'm really interested in your how you have bound your books. And so we started chatting, and it was funny. So I don't know if he was trying to see how I did it and try to use my system, or if he was just a fellow book lover as well. But it was funny. And then I had this other woman, oh my gosh, she bought like 3 journals from me, and she was a hoot and a half, and I loved talking with her, and she was so super sweet. So it was fun. It was fun coming across people who were either, there was a bullet journal woman who loved bullet journaling, and other people who journal, and scrapbookers. And so it was fun kind of talking with other like-minded folks. And then it was also fun talking with people who didn't know anything about it, and seeing them get kind of excited and interested. So, all right, well, I've been talking long enough. I will let you all go. And thanks so much for those of y'all who joined me on my live. And if you're watching the replay, let me know if you have any questions. Leave a comment down below if you're watching on the replay. And if you're interested in any of these before I get them loaded up in Etsy, shoot me an email. And otherwise, I will see you all on the next video. Thanks so much. Love you all. Bye.